The FDA has announced plans to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug. A total of 24 states already have legalized recreational marijuana for adults, and an additional 14 other states allow it for medical use. We're joined now by attorney and professor Daniel Karon. Daniel, thank you so much for being with us today. And you represent plaintiffs and defendants in securities fraud, consumer fraud, and antitrust class action lawsuits. Daniel, we appreciate you for your perspective today. So let's talk about this proposed federal change. It would not make marijuana legal. What exactly would this reclassification do?
Well, it wouldn't necessarily make it legal, but what sticks out to me is the distinction between the federal requirements and the state requirements. As you mentioned, a number of states allow have made marijuana legal, and a number of more states are poised to make it legal. The problem that confronts some folks now is if you're traveling, say, across state lines, traveling through a state where it's not legal, or more importantly, flying, where you're under TSA jurisdiction, where there's no federal imprimatur, there's no federal legalization yet. With a turn in the federal scheme, that might avoid the problem of traveling via air with marijuana that currently exists.
Daniel, could this pave the way for more states to legalize marijuana for recreational use?
You know what? Our nation is founded upon the distinction between federal laws and state laws. The states are distinct from the federal legislative scheme. So I don't know that one's going to have anything to do with the other. I think states will do what they want. Often, for instance, as in Ohio, as recently as the last election, there was a ballot initiative to legalize marijuana. That had nothing to do with the federal scheme. Under the federal law, it's still illegal. The residents of Ohio wanted to make it legal. That was separate and distinct from anything happening in the federal space.
Daniel, I've been wondering this, marijuana currently classified with some really serious drugs. Why now? Why do you think this push is happening now?
Things trend and laws change and perspectives change. And I think it's just kind of come to the point where people have grown to accept that marijuana is largely benign in its effect. Do I feel that way? Not necessarily. Did I vote to legalize marijuana in Ohio where I was living at the time? Yes, I did. It's just that things and perceptions change with the times. This is the latest thing trending, and it's taking that turn. What will be next? I don't know. What's happening now, though, is marijuana.
All right, Professor Daniel Karon. Daniel, really interesting stuff. Thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate you. See you next time.
You're very welcome.